What's going on, dudes? Nick here, or RGAMinecraft. RGAMinecraft. And I am here to do something very special for you guys, and this is a Draw My Life. Now, I asked you guys on Twitter what you wanted me to do for 100,000 subscribers, and here we are with the Draw My Life. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me and my life so far. So, as you know, I am Nick, and I was born in one of the only states, and I'm a baby, so there's going to be a little pacifier here. And I was born in one of the only states, the only state in the United States that looks like a mitten. Now, for those of you who don't know U.S. geography, that state is Michigan. Now, I was born with my mother and my father, and one older sister. So I had an older sister as well. So let me put the little faces on there, because my parents were super happy that they had a boy. Their first child was a girl, which is down here, and their second child was me, a boy. I had a few little pieces of hair. So I was a little baby, and we were all a happy family. And a few years later, actually, I would find out that I would have a younger sister as well, which makes me the middle child. So this is me, and this is my older sister, their sister, and this here is my younger sister. So I didn't have a brother, but that's okay, because when you have three children, they kind of all interact with each other anyways. So let me put some yellow hair on her to show that she is a girl. So I was the middle child, and I was the only boy out of three siblings, and after that my parents decided that we are done. We have a nice, happy little family, and let me just make that in purple, because there we go. So we are a nice, happy family. Now, at a young age, I'd say around the age of like 5 or 6, I started making friends in school. It was kindergarten and like first, second grade, something around there. And I started making a few different friends with some guys and some girls. And obviously we were too little to actually have long-lasting friendships then. But that didn't really matter, because we were young enough to know that, hey, I like to play together. And, it was fun. Now, what happened is around that time, my parents ended up getting better job opportunities. So my parents were here. They were like, hey, yay, we get to get better jobs. And what we're going to do is we're going to move closer to them. So at the time, not really a big deal, because, I was young enough. I was probably, like I said, 5 or 6, something like that. So we ended up moving to a new neighborhood. Now, my drawing skills, like I said, are pretty terrible, so you're going to have to bear with me here. But at the time, it really didn't bother me too much, because, like I said, we didn't really have too many friends or anything like that. We were young enough that this move didn't really affect me too much. The couple of friends that I had were left behind. I lost touch with them, strictly because when you move, far enough away, it really wasn't worth trying to go back for them, because we weren't all that close. I was young. I was a little kid. So we arrived in our new house, and this house was a nice house. It was fun. It was in a nice area, and I was able to meet a lot of nice friends. So I started making close friends. Now, we were here for quite a while, so I kind of made a few different friends that all had similar interests. They liked to play video games, and, really just great people to be around with. I was starting to get my spiky hair back then, and so were they. So I had some really cool friends, and we would go and we would play video games back when they still had the cartridges, and it was only, I think for the most part, 2 players. And we would play those games for a long time, and we would just have a lot of fun doing it. Now, as the story goes, what happened next is, as I was really becoming good friends with everyone, really starting to kind of find out who I am, find out what I like, I ended up having to move again. So the couple friends that I had made were once again left behind as we got in the moving truck and drove to a new house yet again. Now, like I said, the first time I moved, it wasn't that big of a deal because I was young and I didn't really know a ton of people. But this time, I had really close friends that I had known basically from second grade all the way through, I believe we moved in the middle of 8th. So it's not a ton of time, still enough time to make some really good friendships. But again, we ended up moving to a new neighborhood. So again, I was alone, which I was never really alone because even when we moved, I still had my sisters that would still like to play video games with me. Now, my older sister never got too much into that whole thing, but my younger sister did. So they would oftentimes play games with us, but my older sister, she would kind of go do her own thing. And my younger sister would play, but a lot of times she would want me to play. She would say, you play the games, and I just want to watch. So thinking back on it now, she said she enjoyed watching me play the games. Now, obviously back then, YouTube wasn't even a thing, so there's no way I could have known, like, hey, maybe I could, like, record myself playing games and people would enjoy it. All right, so we moved into our new house, which was even bigger than the old ones yet again, and nice jobs, beautiful area, and again, lots of new friends. Now, I made a lot of friends in high school, some girls, some guys, and never really kept up with most of them after school got out. So even though I knew a lot of people, it was really hard to keep up with them because a lot of them did have changing interests. So with that said, basically, I ended up having just one friend left that has really stuck through, who has really been there with me throughout the years, and his name is Chris. Now, he was the best man at my wedding, but we will get to that a little bit more later. So we'll talk about the wedding later. But, so yeah, Chris and I would play video games all day long, and we would just sit there for hours, just playing different console games. We would both have our computers. We would have laptops in some cases, and desktops with the big old CRT monitors, which you guys are probably like, what the heck is a CRT? Don't worry about it, they're pretty bad. But we would connect to the internet, and we would play games such as World of Warcraft. And I remember that we would sit in our chairs, and we would just play those games for hours and hours and hours on end, and it was just so much fun. It'd be like middle of the night, and we'd be like, oh my god, dude, I'm falling asleep, but I want to keep playing. And that was one of the first online games that I had played, except for Counter-Strike. So there were a few games that we played. We would play Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike Source, World of Warcraft, and just tons of games like that. And we had so much fun doing this. And I think that is the main reason that Chris and I became such good friends throughout the year. And this really kind of sparked my passion for gaming. Now, after high school, I started creating a gaming site that everyone knows as RGA. Now, it didn't stand for really good at back then. It actually stood for the Regional Gaming Association. And this was a Counter-Strike Source league, so CSS. And that ran for seasons 1, 2, and 3. Now, on the third season, I kind of ran out of ambition for it. I wasn't getting the respect that I had deserved after running this thing for 3 full seasons, and I just figured, you know what, enough is enough, it's time to shut this down. Now, right around the time that I was shutting this down was when I found out about a new game called Minecraft. Now, once we left high school, Chris and I, we stayed very good friends, but we kind of grew apart a little bit just because of our daily jobs. We had to, he was finishing up college, I was finishing up college, we were going to school, doing all that stuff, and we had to go to work, which nobody ever wants to go to work. So it kind of just separated us a little bit. Now, like I said, we still stayed in touch, we still played a lot of games together, but with this lack of interaction with him, I still needed to have someone to play games with, and that's when I started making a lot of friends on the internet. And a lot of them were people that I met from my gaming league. So basically, I never actually met any of these guys, because they were all in the internet cloud, which that is a terrible cloud. But we would put on our little gaming headphones and we would play games for a long time. And as I said before, a lot of these people I met through my league, and back then it was the league was dying down a little bit. And like I said, that's when I found out about the game Minecraft. Now I created a couple servers for it. We had server 1 and server 2, and we started playing together a lot. I mean, we would cross between the two servers. We had economies, and we had all kinds of crazy stuff, and it was just so much fun to play on those. And I figured, you know what, since we're spending so much time playing this stuff, I should probably record it. Because right around that time was when YouTube was really becoming big. It's nowhere near as big as it was today, but back then, I really just figured, hey, you know what, there are so many people that are recording these Minecraft videos, and you know, we spend hours every day playing this stuff, so why should I not upload my own videos to YouTube? And that's kind of how it started with my YouTube channel, RGAMinecraft. That's why it's called RGAMinecraft, because I had the RGA League, which was for Counter-Strike Source, and then when I added Minecraft to the league, or started becoming interested in it, I called myself RGA Minecraft. Now, if you watch a lot of my old videos, you'll hear me intro as RGA Nick, because when I was in the league, that was my gamer tag. It was rga.nick. So that's why a lot of my old videos, I'm like, hey guys, RGA Nick here, and welcome back to another video. And that is where RGA came from. And as we know now, is no longer the RGA League that it used to be. It is now really good at. So that's what RGA stands for now. So really good at Minecraft is exactly what my name says. Now it's kind of a joke because I'm really not that good at Minecraft, but it doesn't matter. I say I'm really good at it. And that is where my channel came from. Now, those videos that I uploaded didn't do all that well. I tried Let's Plays because everyone else was doing Let's Plays. I tried doing different challenges like Survival Island, and that, you know, the first couple videos of this probably averaged like 30 views. These videos here got like 17 views. And then I did a video where I took a creeper, made a giant creeper statue, and it was kind of disgusting, but again, I was younger and I was playing with a lot of young boys, so we made that creeper statue have sex with a different colored creeper statue. I think it was a pink creeper. And it was a very inappropriate video, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen this, but that video was the first video to get 1,000 plus views. Now, compared to the videos that I had only gotten a few views on, I was like, holy crap, this video did awesome. And it really kickstarted my channel, because from there, my videos started getting 50 views, and then I got up to 100 plus views, and it really helped me take off from there, and it really gave me the motivation to keep going and create lots of different things. Now, the cool thing about Minecraft is the community. The Minecraft community as a whole is made up of tons of crazy people who just love to build stuff, and the game is just completely revolving around that. So we have my skin, which this is probably the worst impersonation of my skin. Oh my god, this is terrible, guys. But yeah, so this is me in RGA in Minecraft. So there we go. So we have me in Minecraft, this is just hideously terrible, and whatever. So there we go. I've got my goofy smile. And I loved Minecraft. And like I said, the thing that I loved about it the most was the fact that the community for it was one of the nicest ones that I've ever been in. And I think I did the mouth upside down, but whatever, you know that that's a creeper. But compared to the Counter-Strike Source guys that I used to play with, they were very rude for the most part. So they would like constantly yell about stuff, and there were just constantly issues going on with that. So when I killed my league, I was kind of already in the mindset of like, okay, you know, the gaming community is just falling apart. There's nothing good left out there. And that's where I was wrong. That's where, when I got into Minecraft, I started meeting really cool people who really brought the love of the game back for me. And it's just, I don't know what it is about Minecraft. It just brings out, typically, the best in people. And that is why I started creating lots and lots of Minecraft videos. Before I knew it, I was just going around recording different worlds and just making different houses and stuff inside the game. And it was really cool just to play the game and being able to interact with the community as a whole. But not everything in my life was always that great. There were a lot of times where things didn't really go the way I want them to. And just things in general never really seemed to work out in my favor. There was somebody that I met in high school, and her name is Jackie. Now, we met in high school because we used to ride the bus together. So we would be on the school bus, and I know this is the craziest, ugliest school bus you've ever seen, but you've got the little school bus driver up here. And that's pretty much the first time we interacted. She's driving the bus, so she's not really part of this. But this is where I met Jackie, which you guys know as my current wife. Now, we didn't really talk much in high school, but once we graduated and got our diplomas from high school, we kind of started talking more online. So, we would talk and just, say things like, "Hi, how are you? GR8, M8. Now, obviously, we didn't really talk like that, but we would talk back and forth over and over, and before we knew it, we became really good friends. And we started dating. And we dated for a while, and then we started going to college, and college just really kind of drew us apart. So our little love heart was broken. I ended up going my direction, and she ended up going hers as well. And this was very sad for me. And, it was really my first long-term, really strong relationship with someone. And it was really hard to go through that, but you know what? I kept on, and I pushed through it, and, it just, I kind of got over it. Now, right around the time that Jackie and I broke up, my family and I all went on a cruise together. Now, I'm just going to try to draw these really quickly, and I'm going to apologize for the terrible ship here. But we went on a cruise where this is me, so I'm happy, my mom, and my dad, and my older sister, even though she's actually, okay, so she is taller. Let me just cross that out. Because she's actually pretty tall as well. She's about as tall as I am, and my younger sister, who's not really short either. This is just way out of dimension. So my younger sister and older sister were there, and my mom was there, and my dad, and we were all on a cruise ship. So this is going to be the cruise ship. Like I said, it's going to be terrible. And yeah, here's the little smokestacks. Beautiful. So we were on a cruise ship, and it was a great time. We were all having fun. My older sister had her fiance there, and he ended up proposing to her with a big shiny ring. So let's go ahead and put that there. They got engaged, and this was an international cruise, so we were far away from home. Of course, she said yes, and now they were engaged. So he's her fiance now. They're engaged. It was a fantastic time. Everyone's all excited, and we're having a great time. And then one day on the cruise, about the 4th or 5th day in, my mom started not feeling well. She didn't really know it was wrong, and she didn't really tell us too much about it because she wanted us to keep having fun on the trip, but I kind of became a little bit worried. Now, she ended up going and seeing the ship's doctor. I'm going to try to draw the little stethoscope here, and, stethoscope there. And, he basically said, you need to go to the land when we dock at the next port, and you need to go to a local doctor. Now, that port was in Italy. Italy. Now, so we got off, and of course, everyone in Italy, all the doctors and everyone, only spoke Italian. So when we went to the land, my dad and my mom went, just them two, just to, they kind of left us on there. We were all kind of a little nervous. She basically said, something's something's not right. We're gonna go over there and see what's going on. They had to hire a translator because obviously we didn't speak Italian and they didn't really speak English. I mean, a little bit, but not very much. So we hired a translator, and they ended up going to the hospital. Now, basically, they ran some tests, and she was in a bed there for a little while, and basically they came back just saying, you need to get off the cruise, and you need to go home. Now, for us, we were supposed to be celebrating the engagement of my older sister and her fiance. And when we heard that, the doctors said she needs to fly back home, we're like, okay, let's go. My mom was like, no, you guys stay, enjoy it. And it just wasn't going to happen. We knew something was wrong, so we wanted to be there in case something happened. So we booked the next flight out and on a big airplane. And, of course, it cost a ton of money getting last-minute flights back to the United States. We all ended up getting on there. And it was a rough night because by the time we got to the airport the first night, it was closed, so we had to go stay at a hotel. And we were all just really tired, so we had a red-eye the next day. It was a mess. It was a long flight. It was a long day. And we all got back home. So when we got back home, my mom went to an American hospital where she was admitted in and basically just left there for a little bit. They run tons of tests, and basically, I think after either a few days or maybe it was even the same day, they had her go into an ultrasound machine or a CAT scan or whatever it is that they look inside your body with. So this was not good news for us. So what we found out is that some of the tests came back saying that she had cancer. Now, this was extremely hard for all of us to understand. So my mom was left in the hospital, and we visited her and ended up getting released because they basically told her, you have cancer, and it was kidney cancer, and that they were going to have to go in for surgery and see how bad it was. Now, as a family, this was really hard on myself and my two sisters. Now, they ended up taking it a lot harder than I did. And I think part of the reason was because I knew somebody had to stay strong. So they were crying. They were all super upset. I know that even my dad was upset too. I mean, he tried to keep all of us calm, but it was really hard, and I try to keep everyone calm as well. So for me, I never cried about it. I didn't get really upset about it. I knew I had to stay strong to make sure that all of us were able to get through this together. Now, the happy part about this story is that my mom ended up going back into the hospital, and she got the surgery done. They took out her kidney, and so she is now -1 kidney. And ever since then, she's gone back to the doctor every year, and she no longer has cancer. So removing the one kidney, that's as far as it spread. They got in there, and they took it out, so now she has one less kidney strong. But that is where it all ended. And knock on wood, she has been cancer-free for, I believe, like 10 or 11 years straight now from the time of making this. She goes back for yearly checkups, and there's been nothing there. So this could have turned out extremely bad for us. But I feel blessed that we were able to get our mom back and that we were all able to be a happy family again. And, after the surgery, leading up to it, it was really nerve-wracking, but that happened, and I think it made us all kind of closer as a family and really appreciate the fact that, hey, literally overnight, your life can change and go from, beautiful, happy, partying, having fun, to finding out that something is majorly wrong with you or a loved one. So not too long after that, I met someone who shall not be named, but I was feeling all right. I mean, I was kind of in a weird place in my life, kind of feeling a little bit alone, and I met someone. I met a girl, and we kind of started talking a lot. We met on MySpace, which, yes, that is weird, and yes, I used MySpace way back then. But I met a girl, and we got really, really close. We started doing a lot of different stuff together, and we seemed to have a lot of stuff in common. She seemed like a great person, and made me really happy, and we were in love. Now, after a while, after a few years, things started getting a little bit different. I would come home from work, and we had two little doggies, and there we go. This is probably the worst dog ever. Oh my God. Okay, I'm crossing. I'm sorry, guys. I have to get rid of that. But we had two ex-dogs, and she was not working at a time, so she did not have a job. So she basically stayed home all day long, and we had two dogs, and she never really took care of them. So the dogs would have accidents in the house, and it was disgusting. So I would come home from work, and I would get into our house, and we'd have our two little fluffy dogs, and she was there, and she would be playing computer games. Now that's probably one of the reasons why I thought everything was so great, because we both like computer games. But when I would get home and see that the house was a mess, literally, quite literally, it made me really sad. And after a while, I noticed that her trust, I guess, and her love just wasn't there anymore. So with that said, we ended up splitting off and going our own ways. So there was no more love, and that's supposed to be a broken heart. That is terrible. But she ended up going her own way, and I ended up going my own way. I'm just going to start putting the spike here so you know which one's me. So we split up, and we went our own ways. And this was devastating for me because I was never home to take care of the dogs. So my two dogs, I ended up having to give them to a no-kill shelter because I loved them so much, but I didn't have the time to take care of them and train them and be there for them. I mean, they would have been locked up 11, 12 hours out of the day every day. I didn't have a yard for them to run around in, so they couldn't do that. And it was really hard. So, I ended up going my own way. She went hers. I got rid of the dogs, and I was just really, really sad. This was a really rough time in my life. Now, back then, I think I had maybe 100 YouTube subscribers at this point. So it was very close to when I started creating my Minecraft channel, and for a while I was kind of like, do I even continue this? Is this worth my time? But just something about the online Minecraft community was just awesome. Just being able to go on different servers and meet different people, it really cheered me up, and it really helped me communicate with others and just kind of, talk to people about things. Mainly because after being together for so long, I really lost track of my friends. And that is because I was so busy that they ended up just being like, you know what, he never has time for us, so I lost track with some of my friends. Now, after we broke up, I really did start getting back with my friends again. Now, this is where Chris and I started hanging out more, and we started seeing each other, and just hanging out all the time, just getting back to the stuff that we used to do and love, which was video games. So some time went by, and I was really working on my YouTube channel, and realistically, I didn't do it a lot because I had a job every day, an 8-to-5 job that I had to go to keep paying for my condo that I owned, and spent most of my time doing that. So I mean, it wasn't a bad time in my life. It was kind of a point where it was like, all right, this isn't too bad. I'm getting by. I'm making decent money. I changed jobs a few different times, and I really started just having fun again. It was really a time where I started becoming more and more happier. You know, I was finally financially stable because when I was with the girl who shall not be named, I was just in debt, massive debt. A few of my utilities had been shut off, so it was nice to finally be back on my own, be completely debt-free, no credit cards or anything like that, no credit card bills, none of that stuff, and I was actually starting to get some money saved in the bank. Now, this is when I decided, okay, so I've got a little bit of extra money, and, you know, I might as well spend it on some of my YouTube stuff. So I went out and I bought a nice microphone. So I bought the Blue Yeti, which I'm going to try to draw here. So that's actually not too bad. You got the little dial on the front. And I bought a microphone stand with a little boom tilt arm, which I forgot to draw on there. So I bought some nice stuff. I bought, you know, some gaming gear. Bought some upgraded stuff for my computer. New graphics card. Got a new graphics card and a new processor. More memory. So I bought new stuff for that, and it really helped me create even better quality videos. I got rid of the background static in all my videos, and I was uploading a lot more and starting to play them a lot more. And that is when I noticed that my channel as a whole started getting a lot more attention. I started getting more viewers and more subscribers and more likes and comments and interactions. And that's when I kind of thought, hey, you know, this YouTube thing could really be something. It seems to be working out quite nicely. So that is when I started putting a lot more time and effort into what I recorded. Now, around that same time was when Jackie came back into my life. So like I said before, we met in high school, and we really became really close, then we split up, and then again, after all that stuff happened, she had actually moved out of state for a while, and she ended up moving back. And it was around the time that she ended up moving back is when I started talking to her again. Hi. This is a terrible speech cloud. But we started talking, and then we started hanging out a little bit more, and before we knew it, she ended up moving in with me into my condo. Now, this was the great time of my life. Everything was going well. We were really happy. We really fell in love with each other, and it was awesome because I was finally happy for the first time in years, and it really truly was a great time for me. You know, literally the grass was greener, the sky was bluer, the sun was shining brightly. I mean, it just seemed like everything in my life was going perfect, and it still is. So what ended up happening was while we were still in Michigan, which is aka the Mitten State, I ended up proposing to her. So I gave her a ring, and it was a nice shiny ring, and I'll just put a little purple there, and of course she said yes. Now if you guys haven't seen, this video is on my channel. I actually recorded it while I was doing it, and we now have that forever inside of YouTube. So it is uploaded to the YouTube on my channel, and it shall be there forever. So that is the start of our happy story there. She really brought me up in spirits. It was an awesome time in my life. We ended up moving out of state to where we live now, which is the little rectangular-ish state, kind of, and that is Tennessee, Tennessee. So Tennessee, we ended up moving there, and now, just personally, I was much happier. We ended up buying a beautiful home, which is where we currently live here. We have a ton of land, so we have a big backyard, which is actually right now getting finished. We're getting a fence installed and a patio, and we're going to have a little garden over here that we're going to start growing our own stuff. Just, you know, fun stuff that I never was able to do in a condo. So we have our new fence, and we have our beautiful home, and we have been married. So we got married and that is where we are at currently. We have our amazing home, we have our love for each other, and that has brought us closer together. There were a lot of hurdles during the way, and just the fact that we were able to get back together is just awesome. It really proves that good things come to those who wait. And speaking of that, my renewed happiness also made me happier as a person. And I think you guys have noticed that, because in my content, when I create videos, I'm now super happy. And you can just tell there's a total change between the way I do my videos now and the way I used to do my videos. I've got a lot more energy, I feel, and it really shows in my videos because you guys are interacting a lot more. I've got so many subscribers out there now, literally 100,000 of them at the time of me making this video here, and I can't even draw 100,000 circles, or else I would, guys. I'm just gonna make some swirly swirls over there showing that that's my fans. You guys are amazing. You comment all the time. I love reading your comments. I love responding to your comments. I love the suggestions that you guys get, or that you leave on my channel for things to improve on or things to play. And I really just do, guys. If I do this stuff for you, and I know a lot of people say that it sounds cheesy, but it's not. I do YouTube for you guys. If you guys didn't like my videos, then I wouldn't be making them. And there's a lot of stuff that has happened in my life outside of these events that just have really set me to be the person that I am, and they've all brought me here to this point that I'm at now. I love YouTube. It is not a full-time career for me right now. I still work every day. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every day, and I usually get home from work around 5 o'clock p.m. But that doesn't stop me from doing 2 videos a day or 1 video a day or whatever it happens to be that day. But it doesn't stop me from doing YouTube, and I keep pushing for you guys, and you guys keep pushing back with all your love and your suggestions and all the support. So I really do love all of my subscribers. I really do, guys. I mean, it sounds cheesy, like, oh, I love all my subscribers. You guys are the best, but realistically, you are. Recently, I've been doing a lot of stream rating, so it's just awesome to see you guys go out and support those other channels that are just streaming. They've got a few streamers, and all of a sudden, I think the last one I did, we got like almost 200 plus subscribers on that channel. And it's just, I love the interaction that you guys have with each other. You're all super nice, friendly. I mean, occasionally we get the jerks, but then again, that's the internet. There's really not much to be said about that. So with that said, guys, this last part of the video really does go out to you guys. Thank you. Thank each and every one of you so much. You honestly have no idea how much it means to me to have this subscriber base that I do. It's amazing to log in every day and just see tons of comments from you guys and just all kinds of stuff, and just I really do feel the love. And it's awesome because to me, gaming is something that I love to do, and it's just something that I want to continue doing. I'm going to continue doing it. Is it a full-time job for me? No, I don't consider it a job. I consider it fun, and I think you guys can tell that by a lot of my videos. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this peek into my life, the thing that kind of drove me to where I was at. I didn't go into a ton of detail with my life. I try to stay more on top of things, but just give you guys enough to see the things that have happened to me who have made me who I am. And I'm always a happy person. I've always turned to humor to try to brighten up situations. Like I said, when my mom got cancer, I always try to look at the positive side of things and just stick with that. And I think that everyone should do that. If everybody's stuck to the positive things in life and just ignored the bad stuff that happens on a daily basis, I think we'd be a lot better off. And I think a lot of what helped get me through this was seriously, guys, it was you. It was you that really helped push me through this stuff, and just because you guys were the ones that were there for me. You were the ones that I could go and play games with at the end of the day. You were the ones leaving support for my channel. You're the ones subscribing. So seriously, thank you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any more questions, definitely feel free to ask them below in the comments. and I'll try to maybe even create a Q&A video if I get enough questions. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I didn't cover in here. So yeah, if there's stuff that you want to know, let me know. Hit that like button, guys, if you like this. I don't think I'll ever do another one of these because, I mean, how many times can I retell my life story? But again, I figured I'd do this because that was such a major milestone. 100,000 subscribers, guys. Do you have any idea how big that was? 100,000. Oh my God. Like, I remember when I first started, I was going to have like some kind of giveaway or special event for every 50 subscribers that I had. And of course, we blew by that in no time. So to have 100,000, I mean, that's been my goal forever. I don't even know what to say. It's just, I never thought I would actually hit this, but I have, and just thank you guys so much. It means so much to me. And I really hope you like this video. I don't know what else to say other than you guys rock. I love you guys, and I can't wait to keep making more content for you. So I will see you guys later.